My next guest is opening the hatch on a story even Star Wars superfans may not know. Scott Ransom is a robotics educator and engineer and a former University of Washington faculty member. His new book shines a light on Tony Dyson, the engineer who helped bring R2-D2 to life. Scott, welcome back to New Day.
Kelly, thanks so much for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. I must know, why did you want to write and tell this story?
You know, it's a really fascinating story. Tony Dyson, he did more than just make a movie prop for Star Wars. He ended up making one of the most recognizable characters in film history. And he was such a great engineer, but also artist and inventor and whimsical. And he took all of that and rolled it together to create R2-D2. And so it's a fascinating story and one that has inspired generations of engineers, and we hope inspires more to come.
Definitely, that's very important. And this biography, though, is not just a behind-the-scenes Star Wars book. It's different, right? How would you say or describe the differences?
It is. You know, biographies often are just the story of the person's life. Tony was so passionate about STEM and education for kids that I really wanted to kind of carry that spirit into this book. So the book is written for middle grade readers, and it not only tells the story of Tony and how he came to build R2-D2, but it incorporates STEM into it. So there are STEM spotlight sessions where we talk about robotics and components like motors and gears. There's Think Like Tony sections where kids are encouraged to really use their imagination and think like Tony would. And then there's also Try This sections where they can do little experiments at home using household items that are all related to robotics. So it kind of puts in all those STEM, passions that Tony had into kids along with the biography.
So it's very interactive, too, and hands-on.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's awesome. And why did you feel like right now, this timing more than ever was important to tell Tony Dyson's story? You
know, right now kids are inundated with technology. AI and robotics are everywhere, and they're going to continue to be even more so as kids grow up. And it's the 10-year anniversary of Tony's passing, and there really hasn't been a lot written about him. Right now, we're kind of seeing an educational recession. Federal funding for STEM programs, especially for minorities and women, are being rolled back. And so the fact that he was so passionate about STEM for these groups, if he were alive today, he'd be at the forefront promoting that. So really, I wanted this book to kind of take that legacy forward for him.
Definitely, and this is very exciting to say. We have a very special guest, too. We're going to welcome a fully functioning R2-D2. There he is. Oh my gosh. And the man, of course, who built him. Oh, amazing, amazing. James Adams from the Pacific Northwest R2 Builders Club. Hello to you both.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm so great. This is very, very exciting. Not a typical day here at New Day Northwest. James, even people who have never seen Star Wars before recognize this guy. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think he's very recognizable in that he's in every movie, of course, but he's also just this brave little character who is lovable. He doesn't talk, but he's somehow still funny, and somehow he's people can really connect with him. And the whole story is kind of from his perspective. So
it's so true. He's my favorite character because I think, like you just said, he's so lovable and just makes you want to root for him. What were some of the biggest technical challenges in getting this guy to move, the sounds, everything that goes into this?
Yeah, there's a lot of different engineering kind of aspects to it, from electronics and motor control to metal fabrication and software engineering. I kind of go from my background in aerospace engineering. I learned, there was some stuff I was really good at and some stuff I had to learn that was completely new, and being able to combine all that with the performance aspect and being able to kind of have it be a character for people at events and things like that, schools and STEM events is really, really fun.
I know. Where does this passion come from for you? Like, not everybody wakes up one day and says, you know what I want to do? I want to make R2-D2.
Yeah, I think the tricky part of any big project is always that first step. And
True.
I think everyone's got that kind of project that they're like, I should do that one day. And then one day you just do it. But the main thing, my big motivation was to, it's a fun hobby, but it's also being able to do outreach and things with Scott, and they're great examples of going to schools and libraries and kind of connecting with kids and showing them that this kind of thing is achievable, right? It's like, that's why you go to school and you learn how to build stuff and learn how to do stuff, and somebody makes things. Every cool thing you've got in your life, or every piece of technology, somebody made it.
How long did it take you to make this?
It's a never-ending project, but probably about a year to get
it
mostly working, and then just little tinkering here and there, always making little improvements.
I know, I saw you making some improvements today. It was so awesome to see this guy in the lobby. For kids that are watching this right now and getting so excited, what are some simple ways that they can start exploring robotics?
Absolutely. I mean, right now is the best possible time for robotics and any kind of engineering, really. There's commercial kits from Lego, and there's a lot of mail order type subscriptions for science and engineering kits, but there's also just making stuff at home, and going from as simple as making things out of wood, and then kind of slowly building your skills. Right now with things like Arduino and Raspberry Pi small computers, you can just do things that you could never do before. Motors and batteries have gotten cheaper and easier and safer. So now's the best possible time for kids to be, growing and learning, and a great time for parents to be encouraging their kids.
Well, I love that so much. Thank you. And Scott, I want to get to you for one more question. You spend a lot of time, with STEM and kids and robotics. So when you're out there, what is it that reminds you why this work really matters for our future?
Like I said, that there's so much AI and robotics in our society right now. I really want to make sure that, and James feels the same way, that kids are becoming not just consumers of this technology, really, but eventually builders of it. It's gonna impact their lives so much they should have a hand in shaping how it goes. And one of the things we're doing at the HAND ERC, is an NSF-funded engineering research center, is we're working on robotic dexterity and trying to educate not only the next generation on the technology, but also the mindset, the kind of mindset that Tony Dyson had in building R2-D2. That perseverance, creativity, and imagination rolled in with engineering skills. Students are like, what am I going to do with this math that they're learning in school? You can do amazing things with it, and we really want to help give that pathway to kids.
Comes full circle. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for being here, and my new bestie.